Hey everyone, it's Russell James, but y'all can call me RJ. So far you've seen me revisit a few places that I've been to, but today I'm finally going to check out a place that's been on my bucket list for a while. Want to explore it together? Come along! So after an epic playlist of 80s music and just a little smidgen of road rage, I finally made it to St. Mary's, Georgia. St. Mary's, Georgia is a coastal town in Camden County along the Florida-Georgia line. This quiet town is peaceful and beautiful, but you can find all sorts of adventures to embark on. Known as the gateway to Cumberland Island, this is where we'll be heading in today's adventure. So come along, let's get ready and head out to the island. Amenities on the island are scarce, so before you leave, make sure you pack the essentials. Sunscreen, bug spray, lots of water, food, and of course a bag to keep your garbage in. Don't forget, recreate responsibly. Take nothing but pictures and leave nothing but footprints. Alright, so I'm at the visitor center. So all you have to do is reserve your ticket with the ferry and show up here an hour before your scheduled departure. The visitor center is open from 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., so keep that in mind. And while you're here, don't forget to get your passport stamped. As you can see, I still have a ways to go before I can fill mine. Alright, I'm all checked in and ready to go. Got my Junior Ranger booklet because I'm still a kid at heart. And if you forgot any of your essentials, bug spray, sunscreen, reusable water bottles, anything like that, they do have those materials available at their store as well. So if you forgot anything, no worries, they got you covered. And now it's time to head out to the island. But first, let's enjoy a nice, peaceful ride on the ferry. Just look at that gorgeous scenery. Alright, get your bags ready. We're almost there. When I got off the ferry, the first thing I did was participate in a ranger-led program where I learned how to net fish. Needless to say, I'm thankful for grocery stores. I probably would not have lasted long back then. It was such a fun, informative, and engaging activity. Underneath the live oak canopy of the maritime forest, I began my adventure, and I made some wild friends along the way. Cumberland Island is home to wild horses. Descendants of horses that were imported to the island as either livestock for Spanish explorers or as transportation for American settlers. And up ahead lies the ruins of the Dungeness Mansion, owned by Thomas Carnegie and his family from the late 1800s. The original Dungeness Mansion was built for Catherine Greene, the widow of Revolutionary War hero General Nathaniel Greene. The Carnegie's Dungeness Mansion was built in 1884. It burnt down at some point in the 1950s. Now wild horses meander around the ruins. Cumberland Island has been home to a diverse number of species, but it was also home to a diverse number of people over the years as well. From the shell middens left behind by the early Timucun people, the Tabby House Mansion from Catherine Green in the early 1800s, and then the Dungeness Mansion ruins from Thomas Carnegie and his family in the late 1800s. There were also Spanish expeditions on this island. However, the missions that were left behind have faded away. The same thing with the British fortifications that were built on this island as well. So, as you can see, this island has had a rich and varied history, as well as a rich and varied populace, both human and wild. Cumberland Island has a lot to offer, with over 4,000 years of human history spanning from Temucan, Spanish, English, and American settlers to a diverse ecosystem, including beaches, dunes, maritime forests, and salt marshes, and a whole host of wildlife, from manatees, gopher tortoises, wild horses, you name it. This place is incredibly diverse and robust. In the late 1890s, a group of freed African Americans established a settlement on the north end of Cumberland Island. The First African Baptist Church is one of the few structures that remains of this settlement. Along the beaches and marshes, you can find a plethora of shells and shark teeth. When the tide is low enough, you can even check out Raccoon Keys. I want you to take a moment and think of all the stories that were told here, all the lives that were lived, the partnerships made between man and nature. Now, they're just whispers in the wind. You can find the epilogues to some of these stories at the Miller Green Cemetery, such as Catherine Green and Henry Light Horse Harry Lee, father of Civil War General Robert E. Lee. Up ahead, a hidden trail will take you to the breathtaking Salt Marsh Boardwalk. My ranger friend highly recommended this gem, and he even marked it on my map. I'm so glad I was able to check it out. Just look at this. The Salt Marsh Boardwalk is the real star of the show. Here, Mother Nature puts on a spectacular show for you. From the crabs shuffling along, oysters opening and closing, baby gators swimming along, and the birds flying high. Take a moment and listen to this. This is where the bug spray comes in handy. I could have stayed there all day. But the adventure must go on. So, on to the beach. Cumberland Island truly is an island retreat. Follow the dunes along, and eventually you'll make it to the beach. I can already see and hear the crashing waves. There's something about fresh sea breeze on an unspoiled island paradise that just hits the soul right. I had just enough time to explore everything on this side of the island. However, I'd recommend taking the earliest ferry, that way you can truly sit back and enjoy. This place truly is a triumph of Mother Nature. So if you're a history buff, a beach bum, a nature enthusiast, or all of the above, you have to check out Cumberland Island. Well, I'd better get back to the ferry. I love this place, but I'm not prepared to camp out overnight. So, I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope that you learned something new. And I hope that you check this place out too. Anyway, happy travels, y'all! So long, Cumberland Island. Thanks for the memories and the wonderful experience. Now, on to the next adventure.